What if you could overcome procrastination and finally begin taking massive action towards your goals without constantly engaging in that self-sabotage whereby you know what to do, but you don't do what you know? That is my aim in this video, and right now what I want you to understand is that all human behavior is driven by the same two things, all right? A desire to gain pleasure and avoid pain. Every single thing that we humans do is motivated by one of these two things. And the reason that you're procrastinating on that which you want to do is because you associate more pain with doing the thing than with not doing the thing. And even though intellectually you think that you should do the right thing, on an emotional level you do not feel like it. And that is really the paradox which most of us are stuck in, whereby we know that we're supposed to be eating healthy, we know that we're supposed to be watching less TV, we know that we're supposed to be less addicted to social media, we know that we're supposed to be sleeping well, we know everything. We live in the world of information where ignorance is a choice, and we know everything that we need to know. So why is it that we still don't get the results that we want? The reason for this is because we have an emotional connection in our brains that is wired towards not taking the action that we want. All right, emotionally we don't feel like doing the thing, and emotions are actually what drive most of our human behavior. Like I said, it's towards pain, away from pleasure. And when we don't emotionally align with what we rationally want to do, that is when we engage in self-sabotage. So Pierce Steele is a researcher who has focused his life's work on motivation and procrastination. He wrote an entire book on this called The Procrastination Equation, or the Motivation Equation, and it goes like this. All right, so motivation is equal to expectancy times value divided by impulsivity times delay. All right, so let's just go through each one of these variables. Expectancy: do you actually expect that you can achieve your goal? All right, because of course if you set an entirely large goal which is way beyond your reach, for example making $1 million in a week, then although that's a very huge goal and it's great, you should set big goals, but if you don't expect that you can actually achieve it, then you will be very unlikely to take action towards it. All right, it will just be a pipe dream. So that's expectancy. Second one is valuable. Do you actually value your goal? Do you actually find it meaningful? Or is it something that has been fed into you and you think that you need to go for it, but you just end up not taking action towards it because internally you don't actually value it? All right, and then on the bottom we have impulsivity. How impulsive are you? How reactive are you to external circumstances that are trying to distract you? And how much are you actually able to narrow down and focus on what you need to do? All right, that's your impulsivity, because we live in an age of distraction where our phones are constantly notifying us, whereby the laptops are constantly another tab away from another YouTube video or whatever it is. It's very easy to get distracted in the day and age we live in right now, which is why it's even more important for you to train your focus with things like meditation, with things like putting your phone on flight mode, with things like going deep into your work so that you can minimize the distraction and narrow down your focus on what needs to be done. Because impulsivity, the more of it you have, the less likely you will be motivated to take action towards what you need to do. All right, and the fourth variable is delay. So the further away your deadline, the more likely you will be to procrastinate. Now of course, if you have a huge goal, the best thing you can do is break it down into chunks and actually look at what deadlines you can set towards those chunks that will actually motivate you to take further action. All right, so that is the motivation equation. It really explains why we do the things that we do. And if you are procrastinating on something, look at each four of these variables. Do you actually expect that you can get the result that you want? Do you actually value it? And those are the two variables that you want to increase. All right, the more you increase them, the more motivated you will be to take action. And then impulsivity. Obviously, the less impulsive you are, the more likely you will to remain focused. So do everything that you can to reduce your impulsivity. And then delay. Make sure that you have a deadline that you're striving towards. Deadlines really are, I believe, the secret to massive productivity, because if you are working towards a set date which something has to be get done, then you will be much more likely to actually get it done. And if the deadline is way into the future, then you will find every reason to procrastinate on it. All right, so I hope that you look at this equation, whatever it is that you're procrastinating on, look at these 4 variables. Where are you falling short? Where can you actually improve, and begin taking the actions that will help you get there. And if you need help with this, definitely check out my free masterclass below, which goes over the 7 key principles that help me overcome anxiety, conquer fatigue, and supercharge every aspect of my mental, physical, and sexual energy. This is everything that I've learned in the last last half decade of research and experimentation, working with a bunch of guys one-on-one. And these 7 key principles are free to you to get access to in my free masterclass, which I said I linked out to below. And if you got value from this video, or if you learned something new in this video, make sure to subscribe, because I release new content just like this every single day at this point. All right, I'm trying to get videos out to you every single day. And also leave a comment below and let me know the number 1 thing that you've been procrastinating on, and I'll do my best to help you out. Lost my voice there. But this has been Mo Salim, and I'll see you soon.